As the 2024 presidential election heats up, it's shaping up to be a fascinating contest. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is gaining momentum, securing ballot access in key states. With his likely appearance on most or all ballots, Kennedy is now a significant factor in the electoral landscape and must be factored into the equation. So let's take a look at the latest poll in each state and see where the election stands. To start off, we'll get the states that are solidly Trump out of the way. Idaho, Utah, Wyoming, Montana, North and South Dakota, the majority of Nebraska, Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, Alaska, Louisiana, Mississippi, Arkansas, Tennessee, Alabama, South Carolina, Kentucky, West Virginia, Ohio, Indiana, Missouri, Iowa, as well as Nebraska at large, and the 2nd District of Maine are all solidly Republican, giving Trump a great 189-vote start. Biden will easily secure the states of Washington, Oregon, California, Hawaii, Colorado, Illinois, New York, Vermont, Connecticut, New Jersey, Delaware, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, Maryland, and the District of Columbia, raising his electoral tally to 190 votes. Now, with only a handful of states left up for grabs, let's dig deeper into the latest polls and see where the election stands. Florida falls just under the 10-point threshold to be considered solidly Republican, with the latest poll showing Trump up 9 points over Biden. Heading over to 538, we see that Trump has pulled ahead 9 points or higher in each of the 5 most recent polls. Digging deeper, we see that Kennedy is polling at a pretty weak 6 points, which is unsurprising considering how early we are into the campaign season and how polarized this state is. Overall, Trump's 9-point lead puts Florida into the likely Republican column. Moving north, Georgia is polling at a surprising Trump +7. Trump carried this state previously in 2016, but Biden edged him out in 2020 by just 0.02 points. The state then appeared to maintain its blue tilt, with Raphael Warnock beating out his Republican opponent by nearly 3 points in the Senate runoff election. Now it seems to have shifted back towards the Republicans, with Trump's current strong lead. Looking at the data, Kennedy is polling at 7 points and seems to be pulling more voters from Biden than Trump. This state will join Florida as likely Republican. Moving over to North Carolina, current polling shows Trump with a slight lead of 2 points. Although Trump won the state in both 2016 and 2020, the margins have always been narrow, reflecting its status as a battleground. In the last election, Trump defeated Biden by 1.4%, and the state has continued to demonstrate a closely contested political landscape. The current 2-point lead for Trump suggests a persistence of Republican support, albeit by a slim margin. Kennedy is currently polling at 9 points, and again appears to be siphoning more votes from Biden, impacting the Democrats' performance. As of now, the latest poll puts North Carolina in the tilt category, but based on historical data and polling averages, I would expect this state to be in the lean category come November. Before we continue, take a moment to hit that subscribe button and support independent election analysis. Shifting our focus to Virginia, the latest poll from Florida Atlantic University indicates a comfortable lead for Biden at +6. This follows the pattern of Democratic gains in the state, but reveals a slight drop since Biden won in 2020 with a margin of over 10 points. The presence of Kennedy, who last polled at 14 points back in December, doesn't seem to enhance or diminish Biden's lead, suggesting that his base remains relatively solid. Overall, this puts the state into the lean Democratic column. Turning our attention to Pennsylvania, current polling indicates a narrow advantage for Trump at +2. This state, a critical battleground, flipped to Trump in 2016, but was narrowly reclaimed by Biden in 2020 by just over 1 point. Pennsylvania's swing status and 19-point bucket makes it a focal point for both parties in this election cycle. Kennedy is currently polling at 8 points and is drawing votes from both candidates, but definitely more from Biden. The latest two-way poll shows Trump and Biden even, but when Kennedy is introduced, Trump's lead grows to 2 points, putting the state into the tilt Republican category. At this point, Trump has secured enough votes to take the White House, but keep watching to find out just how many he can get. In Michigan, the latest polls show Trump ahead by 3 points, which puts the state into the lean Republican column. This is a significant observation, as Michigan was a key state that Trump won in 2016 by a very narrow margin, but flipped to Biden in 2020 by a 2.8% lead. Michigan's role as a pivotal battleground state in presidential elections cannot be overstated, and its current tilt towards Trump in the polls reinforces the wider national shift towards the right. In Wisconsin, current polling shows Biden leading by a margin of 2 points. Wisconsin has been a fiercely contested battleground state in recent elections. Biden won Wisconsin in 2020 by about 0.7%, a razor-thin margin that shows just how close this state was. The small lead in the current polls suggests another close race is likely, with both parties seeing substantial support. Kennedy is polling at 9 points, and Biden's slight lead puts the state into the tilt Democratic column. Moving west to Minnesota, Biden also holds a 2-point lead according to the latest polls, joining Wisconsin in the tilt column. Minnesota has been more consistently blue compared to Wisconsin, having voted for Democratic presidential candidates since 1976. Biden's victory in 2020 was a large margin of about 7 points. However, the current narrow lead indicates a tighter race this time around. New Hampshire currently shows a strong Biden lead of 9 points, putting the state into the likely blue column. Maine at large and the 2nd District are also in favor of Biden, this time leaning blue with leads of 6 and 7 points. There's no data for Nebraska's 2nd District, but based on historical patterns, we can put it into the lean blue column as well. Unfortunately, there isn't much data out of New Mexico, with the latest poll being from August. It showed a 6-point Biden lead, so for now, we'll put it into the likely Democratic column. Moving to Arizona, the latest polls indicate that Trump is leading by 6 points. This represents a significant shift given that Biden narrowly won Arizona in 2020 by approximately 0.3%. Marking the first time the state voted Democratic in a presidential election since 1996. Arizona's shift towards Trump is further compounded as Kennedy pulls more votes from Biden. In Nevada, we see a similar pattern with Trump currently ahead by 4 points in the polls. Nevada has been a swing state with close margins in recent elections. The state's diverse electorate, including significant urban populations in Las Vegas and Reno, has historically swung between the two major parties. Trump's current lead suggests a reversal of the 2020 results, influenced perhaps by economic concerns and immigration issues that could be swaying voters. Overall, we see a 302-vote victory for Trump.